for making Saints Central
your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you can probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. This is Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. This is Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right, anyway, we're going to hit these team statistics. We're going to have the Saints interview, fam. To be honest with you, we'll have the Saints interview popping up here and after a while, man. And to hear from Kellen Moore, I'm pretty sure you might hear from Cam Jordan. He might feel inclined to want to pop up and say a word or two to the Who Dat Nation. You never know, but when you lose as bad as they lost today, like if they get blown out like that and then the Pelicans get blown out by 30-something points, it's just a bad look, man, on so many levels with this team and the people that work for the Saints. You know, you can paint a pretty picture all you want, man, but this is a sorry product. You know, even if you say, like I said, the tanking situation, I get that, but they were playing the same crappy way at week number 1. Either they are master tankers or they master stinkers or a mix of both. I would say more stank than tank. You know what I'm saying? More stank than tank. All right, so anyway, man, y'all stay right where y'all are. Y'all hit that like button for me. We'll have this press conference up momentarily. We're going to bring up Pops Q in just a second. Let's hit these statistics first, and then we'll kind of run it down, man, and see what's going on. Shout out to you. Thank you, Ro. Yes. Sledgehammer. Yeah, that's that jam, y'all. That's that jam, man. Y'all know it. All right. Anyway, here we go, man. All right, 31st down. 31st downs the Rams had. Now, remember, there was a graphic that said that the Rams had all highs. You know, they scored more points, had more yardage, more plays, and they were number one against the Saints in terms of it, just a regular season average for this year. But 30 to 10 on first downs, the Saints were 2 of 9 on third down and 0 for 2 on 4. The Rams were 7 of 4, 50% and perfect on fourth down. They had 77 to 40 on the plays, 438 yards to 224. The drives were 10 of 9. They averaged 6 yards a play. Saints were 5.6. They were 267 versus 167 in terms of the pass. The rushing attack, they put on 171 yards against the Saints. Remember, the Saints allowed 200 yards. They only gave up 171 off of 43 rushing attempts. The Rams 3 penalties for 32 yards there. Saints 5 for 33. The red zone, Saints was in the red zone 3 times, was 1 of 3. The Rams were down there 5 times, with 4 out of 5. You can't ask for nothing more than that. Look at the time of possession, fam. Look at the time of possession. They had the ball for almost 44 minutes in the game. The Saints didn't even have the ball for 16. Remember, they averaged 16 points a game. They are regressing in points. They went from 18 to 16, and they're going to dip again. They had 16 minutes, fam, of a 60-minute game. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is bad. That is bad. And then, of course, you look at the individual numbers. Tyler Shough was decent, very decent. Tyler was 15 and 24, except for that interception. 15 and 24 for $176. He averaged over 7 yards a throw and was throwing the ball down the field. His rating was 81.2, touchdown and a pick. The rushing attack was Taysom Hill, 4 carries for 30 yards. That disappeared. The Saints could not get anything going in the second half. They finished with 57 yards off 14 carries. And a lot of that is due to the fact that the Rams just hoarded the ball. Over 40 minutes time of possession is utterly ridiculous. Rashid Shaheed was thrown at 9 times, was 5 of 68, averaged over 13 yards per catch. Chris Olave was 3 for 57, averaged 19. Jawine 3 for 4 for 31 yards, and he did have a touchdown. Brandon Cooks 2 of 3 for 16. Elvin was thrown at 3 times, 1 for 3. Devin Neal 1 for 1. Justin Reed, the top tackler, 13 total tackles. Demario Davis had 13. Alante had 5. Jonas Sanker 8. Stutzman had 8 in the game. 2 sacks. Jonah Williams and Chase Young got sacks today. No picks, no turnovers. Rashid Shaheed on the return game once, and the kick return, punt return. Blake Grupe 1 for 1, 39-yarder. Kai Kroger kicked it 4 times for 184, 46-yard average, 2 inside of the 20 out of the 4. For the Rams on the day, Matt Stafford 24 of 32 for 281, almost 9 yards per throw, 4 touchdowns, and a rating of 140.8. That's ridiculous. He was sacked 2 times, didn't matter. Kyron Williams, the running back, 25 carries for $114, almost a 5-yard average and a touchdown. Blake Corum, the backup back, 13 for 58, averaged 4.5 on the run. They made it easy work against the Saints' pathetic run defense. Receivers, Puka, 7 catches, 95 yards. Would have had a bigger day if he hadn't been left the game. 1 touchdown. Devontae Adams was just the 2 of the easiest touchdowns you can ever get as a wide receiver in the NFL against the Saints' rickety secondary. 5 for 62 touchdown, 12-yard average. Ferguson, the tight end, 2 for 54. Davis, 3 for 37. Tyler Higbee, 3 for 13, and a score for the Saints. So there you go. Then they top guys in terms of tackles, Kitchens, Landman had 5, the sack from Braden Fisk. And, of course, we knew Byron Young had a sack that they took it away from him. I thought they kind of robbed him of that sack. It went away, but regardless or not, the Rams took the game. 34-10, they improved. The 6-2 Saints go down 1-8. And I would dare say this is worse than the Dicker years. It's worse than the Mike Dicker years. This is just overall terrible, stinky, funky football from the Saints. So we'll bring in Pops Q to the broadcast. Pops, welcome on in, my man. How you doing? How you doing? All right, Pops, unmute. You muted up, sir. Unmute, Pops.
There we go.
There you go. All right. Welcome on. How you doing, Pop?
I'm doing all right, son. I'm just sitting up here listening at you describe how well our Saints played.
Bad, Pops. You heard Pelicans lost today, too.
It was putrid, as a matter of fact. I mean, the fact that the offense couldn't get anything going, but they seem to run the same plays over and over. Like I told you last week, they're too predictable. And teams are playing them for that. You know, they're too predictable. They want to run, pass. You got to open your offense up. I don't know why they're afraid to open the offense up. Try some gadget plays. Work on something different to change the narrative of the situation, because teams are figuring you out, and that's what they're losing at. They're losing at what the teams are figuring out against them. So every day, every game, this coach got to get up here and find reasons to say that he got to coach better, and the team is not responding to what they're doing. Same way with the Pelicans. The Pelicans coach, I think they done kind of got to the point they don't hear him no more. But they're not. I mean, they don't seem to have any fire to play, any intensity to play. They just there to get the checks. And Jawan Johnson, that man need to be on the street. He's too unreliable.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody who can catch that ball, especially in the red. He's a big fella. I don't know how his blocking may not be all that good either. I don't understand why they keep trying to throw the ball. We have tight ends on this roster. Why not go to somebody else?
They paying him 10 million a season, Pops. He making over $30 million over the next 3 years. So I guess they're trying to get some of their money back some kind of way. I don't know.
It don't seem like it's working because every time you look around, we can't count on him. He's not reliable to be a catcher, a pass catcher. He's too inconsistent. He's got stones for hands, so he can't catch the ball. He got stone hands. You got to be able to catch the ball. There's only limited opportunities in the game for you to excel, and he's not doing that. I don't like the fact that they go down the field only once or twice a game. They don't stretch the defense, and teams are playing them for it. The guys who should be watching the Saints wideouts, if they release them down the field, they can play up inside, and they can rush the passer. And they've been playing them for it. Tampa did it to them last week. The Rams did it to them this week. And then the next team coming here, you're going to do it to them when they come here. You have to change the narrative. They're not changing that. I don't know who the offensive coordinator is not making. But let's come up with some plays that we can talk to our players about. You know what I'm saying? And maybe make see if we can come up with some different type gadget plays. I mean, if you're going to put Taysom in there, give him something different to do instead of just being a runner. He can throw the ball a little bit. He can throw but they got to open up the offense more. The offense is stuck. And as long as it's stuck, and these defenses are smart enough to figure him out and figure this out. That's why we're sitting up here at 1-8, and we ain't gonna be winning pretty soon. We ain't gonna be winning too much more. Even Carolina won. They were at the bottom. Even they won. We're the only ones still stuck at one win. I think the whole league, the rest of the league, at least got off of one win.
Yeah, it's an unmitigated disaster to put it mildly, Pops. I mean, it just sucks. It's terrible. It's terrible for what we watch and dealing with the Saints. And what do you say to some of the family members saying, yeah, Q, they tanking? What would you say to the family members? I addressed it already, but you give your take, Pops, on what would you say to the family members that are saying, yeah, Q, they look this bad because they tanking? What would be your response to that?
It's a combination of several things. The number one thing is they don't have the players the team doesn't have heart. They are going out there and they're just going through the motions. I believe they tanking. They ain't got no choice. They just don't have the talent. The talent when Moore got here, he didn't have really a lot of talent to work with. I mean, look how on the fumble Kamara made. When Kamara was going down, Kamara should have had both hands. I noticed that when the Rams ball carriers got tackled, they made sure they had both hands wrapped around the ball when they were dropped. Kamara, he was trying to run through traffic, and he had the ball in one hand because they put it on the screen. I'm looking at this, and the guy just reached in there and punched the ball out. He was still trying to fall forward, and the guy knocked the ball out. And the ball was right there by him for a few seconds, and he reached at it like a chicken trying to claw at it, and his claw missed. And the Rams fell on the ball and recovered it. But see, they don't have no heart. They don't have any heart. You got to have heart to want to be a winner. The coach can't teach you how to be a winner. That's something that you must have inside of you. They need to hold a team meeting. They don't have that no more. Even though when they were winning, they had team meetings without the coach being there. You see what I'm saying, son? They had team meetings.
Right.
They just get together, and then they said, well, let's try to see if we can do to iron this out. This team has no leadership, and guys are just going through the motions. And it's really getting to be a sad situation to watch.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, Pops. This is some of the worst football I ever seen since the Dicker years. I'm gonna skip right past the Haslett time because we did a little win in there. But last time I seen this type of foolishness, I mean the missed tackles, The fact that they show no outward signs of frustration at all, like they totally cool with what's going on. Even if the tanking philosophy don't have nothing to do with the players on the field, they're getting paid to do a job.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That might be a philosophy for Mickey Loomis and the head coaches, but that has nothing to do with the players on the field. Tanking doesn't benefit some of these guys on 1-year deals and trying to prove themselves to an NFL team. So that don't factor in there. It shouldn't anyway. But the reality that I see from the New Orleans Saints is that they some of the leadership, I'm talking about on the field, have checked out. Demario Davis has checked out. These guys have checked out. These guys missed tackles. They missed so many tackles in this game. Like the line, them getting pushed off the line, there were very few adjustments. They deactivated 2 really big interior defensive linemen that could have helped stop them from running on them. They gave up 171 yards today. They gave up 200-something yards last game. They gave up 171 this game. The offense, the offense were out three and outs all first quarter. They got 1 score there. Couldn't come into the second half and keep it going. They had an opportunity to turn the ball over. They had a situation where they could have converted on the play. Got caught with a false a false start. So I mean, it's just a silly situation to have. And Tyler Shough, you put your young guy in there, and he did a pretty decent job, but the pressure is all on him to make plays down the field because Juwan Johnson, he dropped a 3rd down ball. That was easily he threw it to him, and you should have seen Shough's head. Shough head just put his head down like, man, what could I do? He put the ball right on this sorry-ass dude. He put it right on him. At every game, this guy going to have these plays where he drops passes, he's just not good enough. He's not a guy that you want to pay $10 million to, and he's not a security blanket for nobody. He's not a security blanket for Tyler Shough or any quarterback. He's just not. So, I mean, in the end, I know that Tuesday is the trade deadline that's coming up for the Saints, and we expected some activity. A couple of players. It might be 2 or 3 guys traded from the Saints. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4 guys. Whether it's Pete Werner should be a guy that's going. Cesar Ruiz should be gone. Juwan Johnson should be traded. Send him to Peyton. Let Peyton do something with him. I mean, some of these guys need to be gone. Cesar Ruiz needs, Penning. These guys need to be gone because until you address the center of the offensive line and build from the inside out, you're not going to win in the NFL. You cannot put all that pressure on your quarterback to make plays, and you can't even run the ball effectively. Most of the Saints' yardage came on a Taysom Hill play, Pops. When he broke through the line and got like 29-yard run. That's the most of the running plays. You remove that play, nothing else is going on there. So it's ridiculous, man. But, so from your perspective, Pops, like watching this kind of stuff going forward, and I don't know who they play next. I don't give a damn who they play next, to be honest with you right now. I'm just because it's not competitive at all. What do you need to do if you're the Saints to get some type of competitiveness out of this team and them to show some effort and some courage and some passion? What do you got to do if you Mr. Tifus? I mean, Kellen Moore, head coach Kellen Moore. What do you got to do something to get this team to play with a competitive? Even if they lose the game, the effort has to be there. How do you get them to play with effort, Pops? Break that down.
The coach got to get mad. One thing, he's got to get mad. He can't continuously set up
Kellen
there
Moore?
and look at that. He got to get mad. I know he missed a nice guy. I said it before, but his team is getting waxed every game. I mean, this was a wax. They got their ass kicked. And it's been like that. It was like that with Tampa last week. It's been like that almost the entire season. You're getting waxed, getting beaten out by guys who's not playing hard enough. They're not playing hard enough. You gotta be able to stop them teams. The tackling has been poor. I've seen guys spinning out of weak tackles and picking up extra yardage when they should have been stopped. Soon the first guy gets to him, they got to be taught. Whoever gets to that guy first, they got to stop him and put him down. Don't let him spin out your tackle. Reach up there and grab the man. Tackle somebody. Like Jim Moore used to say, Jim Moore used to pour oil on those guys. He said, tackle somebody. Don't let them just run over you like you ain't there. And we see that. We've been seeing that all season. But Kellen, he's not addressing. He's not mad. You don't get mad. You got to get mad with these guys because they got some talent on the team. I mean, for guys dropping, and then the trade rumors all around. I mean, they may have to get some of these guys. They're probably going to end up tanking the season, or it's on the way to being tanked because they're not going to win nothing like that right now. I mean, half the season is almost over. All they can do is try to win a few games before everything goes out, and then the guys that do their evaluation, and when they do the evaluation, see the pieces. I would start with that offensive line because you can't win on passing alone in the NFL. You have to have a running game, and that was proven today. I mean, the Rams and I expected that. The Rams are too good of a team. I expected them to lose to the Rams, but I didn't expect them to lose the way they did. It seemed like there was a lot of. I mean, I don't know if Alvin Kamara wants to get traded. If he wants to get traded, just come out and say it. Don't sit out there and turn the ball over. You know, you're a running back. He's been in this league for a long time. Why do you want to run the ball? And then when you're getting tackled, you're trying to make extra yards. Why don't you wrap the ball up so a guy don't come from behind you and punch the ball out and you're holding it without putting a double hand on it to your knee? Because if your knee gets down, then the play stops. But if you're still up and they're trying to hold you, the guy just reached in and knocked the ball out. And then the ball came out, it was right by you. Why you didn't grab it? He knew that ball was out of his hand. All they had to do was reach over there and grab it because it didn't go that far. It was right within hand grabs. All they had to do was reach out and grab it, pull it back in. It'd have been okay. But he let it go. He reached for it, and he wasn't fast enough, or he was lazy, and the guy got it. So the turnover. Well, you putting your defense back out on the field. The only way you stop that Kellen, he's going to have to, whatever his name is, Moore, he's going to have to get in there and get mad. You got to get mad. Like in the old basketball days, the Lakers and Celtics and those guys, when they was losing, getting it behind wax, after a while, the key player would step up, and get mad. Hey, what we can do, let's just turn this thing around. Everybody hold your spot. Hold your water. Yeah, hold your water. Yeah, because they're not playing with passion. They don't care. They're getting their check now. See, the game's over. They get their little game check.
That's right.
They'll pick them up. They'll pick them game checks up before they'll be deposited in their account before they get home. After they come from the end of the game, and it's a sad state of affairs because people pay too much money for season tickets and people who actually buying the tickets. It's too much. So the only other thing I can say, son, Kellen got to get mad. He's gonna have to get mad. He see what's going on. They have the meetings. I would be Jawan Johnson would be on the street if I was Kellen. I have to find somebody who's willing to catch the ball and somebody who can block. I need my running game and get rid of these guys. The salad man need to go. The offensive line is too porous. Defensive line is too porous.
Yeah, Cesar Ruiz is a problem. Penning is not good. McCoy is backwoods said
Talk, boy.
So I mean it's one of them things, Pops, where we what's up, T Mama? Shout out to T Mama. How you doing? Derek White, what's up, brother? Backwoods, I see y'all. What's up, fam? Appreciate y'all. I see you, Cam. FJ Sean, what's up, man? Gundam, I see you, brother. Knox Villain, much love. Christopher, how you doing, bro? Big ups to y'all. L Dub, what's up, bro? I mean, the whole bottom line is to me, Pops, it's just one of these situations where we've seen this. We talked about this. And even though it seems a little simple to us, it's not simple to the Saints leadership. It's not, family, because Mickey Loomis is the leader of this team. Mickey Loomis is still in control of this team. He's stubborn. He's pig-headed. Yeah, I think he's suffering with some type of dementia. He's an idiot. So at the end of the day, I don't have any faith in anything that the Saints are going to do in terms of turning it around, because the vision, you would think that Kellen Moore would be the guy, like you count on Kellen to do some stuff, but watch him sound the same way he always sound. Listen to this. Here we go.
Controlled so many of the situational football plays they're able to play a lot more efficiently, run the football better, but certainly, third downs, red zone, fourth downs, they really control the game in so many ways. And so we didn't get enough shots at it. We didn't get enough opportunities. We got to play obviously a lot better. A lot of this comes down to, the details and the fundamentals of the football game. And so, sometimes it's a simple game, and we got to play better and
Same stuff.
opportunities. And so, when you look at it, we had 40 snaps on offense. Probably an all-time low, and then they had 77, so they obviously controlled the ball for much of this game.
How much did you find that the third quarter was kind of a big cause for the result of this game?
Yeah, they controlled the whole third quarter. Essentially had it, and we had one quick possession, turnover, and they got it back. And so obviously they controlled, we got a little bit of momentum going into halftime with that touchdown. Felt like there was, we're right back in it. We have a chance, and then for them to kind of control the entire quarter of it, go ultimately score, put themselves in an extended lead now, and we weren't able to capitalize.
It looked like I think it was 4 of the first 5 drives were 3 and out. Fast starts have been a big issue for you all so far this season. Why has that continued to be something you struggle with?
Yeah, obviously if we have a solution, we haven't found it yet. We got to play better, and I got to give us the best opportunity possible to be successful. We got to just play clean football. We just got to play clean football, execute plays, and put ourselves in position.
You only had 40 snaps, 40 offensive snaps. How would you just assess how Tyler did in those 40 snaps?
I thought there were some positives that came out of the game from Tyler's perspective. I thought he threw it well, delivered. I thought that 2-minute drive was big-time football before the half. Even at the end, I thought he made a couple really good plays to quickly get us down in the red zone, and weren't able to run the football and, get a first down there.
I know it kind of follows up to that third quarter, but you felt like because the Rams held the ball so long in that third quarter, that momentum that you had offensively kind of deteriorated at that point?
Yeah, I mean, real time, it had been 40 minutes by the time we got back. So, obviously we got to do a better job there. And then when we do have our opportunity, we can't fumble the football. So we fumbled it and turned it right back over to them.
I know they happened late. Do you have any updates on the 2 guys who left the game with injury?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, Jack and Tolly, they had an ankle, and so we'll just see how that goes.
Was the decision for Alvin Kamara to see the field a little bit less after the fumble intentional?
We're just trying to get things going, and so Alvin's a big part of this thing, and so it was unfortunate we had turnover there. They won the battle 2-0 today.
Obviously, like a lot of things go into this, but what went into the decision to kick or keep the ball after the winning the toss?
Just receiving.
Just want to start.
Yeah, we got to find a way to start fast, and obviously we're not there. We got to find a way to start fast, feel some early success in the game. They have a really high success rate when they lead at halftime, and so you got to do everything you can to put yourself in position to be successful early in the game.
What were you seeing on that challenge, whether Stafford was down or not?
Yeah, just trying to give ourselves an opportunity there. Felt like I obviously didn't see it until after I'd thrown the flag because we're the road team, and so we felt like there was some compelling. It was quick, and so we made a decision to see if we can steal a possession there, which would have been a huge opportunity, early in the third.
Do you have someone you consult with on those challenges, or
Yeah.
is it mostly just?
No, it's upstairs. Yeah, upstairs. They're obviously looking at it, and we understand there's risk associated with those things too.
What was the explanation on the, I think it was Blake Corum, the ball came out, Cam came up with it, but did they roll him down?
Yeah, they said he was down.
Tom, what are some things you hope to build on in terms of how Tyler played today moving forward?
Yeah, I thought, I think operationally, I felt like he was very, very calm. He executed at a pretty high level. I thought he handled some adverse situations really well, which is obviously a positive going into these situations. He didn't let those other factors impact his play. I thought, even his turnovers, at least, he was a fourth down. He's trying to give us a shot. Outside of that, I felt like, he was executing the plays. And, I thought there was a great sequence there when he made, a few plays really quickly in the fourth quarter, completion. We got right down the field, and, we just weren't able to run the football there.
Kellen, from your perspective, why was it so difficult today to get Matthew Stafford out of him? Because he was able to kind of put together drives and move that offense.
Yeah, they had a really good balanced offense. I thought they were able to, run the football, and pass the football and play in those mixed downs. And so when you look at it, they had a lot of control of the game because of that. They were able to, run the football, create the play action opportunities, play in positive third down situations, and we weren't able to get the rush and the obvious passing ones.
Was that sequence? I think it was 3 straight plays. You had Taysom lining up at quarterback with Tyler on the field. Was that by design, or was it kind of after that big run to start?
had a package available, anticipated staying with Taysom for a few plays, and we had that available. It's I felt like Taysom gave us a little bit of something there in the run game, which was a positive, and gave us some positive things out of that.
What was the challenge today on the defensive side when it came to the sort of those play action rollouts to the tight end underneath? That seemed like something that came up a few times.
Yep, eyes, details and fundamentals. They do a great job of running the football and then marrying the action game off it, and we got to stick with our assignments and eyes within that. You obviously have a run fit, but you got a coverage responsibility as well, and so it's a stressor. It's challenging. There's nothing easy about it, but they had a lot of success because of it.
I know we kind of ask this every week, but the mood after a loss like this in that locker room, right?
Yeah, it's always tough. These guys put everything they can into each and every week in an NFL football game, and there's a lot that goes into it, a lot that emotionally, physically that they pour into this, and it's challenging. We're going through a challenging storm, and we face some adversity, and we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing together. I think that's the thing. I love that these guys keep battling. This is going to be one of those. You get through this storm, you're going to tell one heck of a story, and but we got to get there, and so we're not there yet. We got to keep getting better. Got to keep finding ways to narrow the margins and give ourselves the best opportunity to be successful.
Is this a difficult game to evaluate, Tyler, just because of the low number of snaps?
I mean, it's going to be a great opportunity. It's first start in the NFL. Certainly there were some positives in there. Thought he handled himself well, and so we didn't get enough opportunities to compete.
You guys knew coming in the Rams had a formidable pass rush. How do you think Tyler handled that? Specifically, some of the movement he showed and being able to get out of the pocket.
Thought some of his off-schedule stuff was a positive. I thought he handled himself well, stepped up in the pocket. I think that's always the biggest challenge for young quarterbacks, to step up, not step out and go behind the rush, because that's where these guys are going to chase you down quickly. Thought he had some really good step-ups and kept his eyes downfield. And so certainly that's a really tough pass rush, but I thought he did some good things.
Thanks,
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that was Kellen Moore. Man, listen, I didn't learn anything. I'm gonna just be honest, but I ain't learned a damn thing from what he said. And listen, I like Kellen Moore, but when you lose like this, I need to hear some answers here. And all I heard was the same garbage that he's been saying for the last several weeks. We got to do this. We got to do that. And that's after weeks of these people supposedly practicing. What are these people doing at practice where they come out here and look like this week after week? This is week after week. Like I said, fam, tanking it could be something tied to the tanking thing now, but that's at a high level. That don't have nothing to do with the players on the field who need to earn checks to stay. That don't guarantee some of these guys a paycheck. So they still have to show up and show out. But it's an effort thing. Like, even if the Rams are more talented than you are, it's still an effort thing. It's still an effort thing. You still have to go out and perform. You see? And drop passes, missed tackles, like the Saints defense shows no heart. But yet, watch next week, these same repeat offenders, like I keep telling y'all about, we keep talking about repeat offending. The tape is your best weapon. The tape shows you who's making mistakes over and over again, family. It does. We do it on Patreon every week, Tuesday. We break down the tape, and I show you the repeat offenders. There's a repeat offenders list. Cesar Ruiz is on there. Trevor Penning is on there. Rashid Shaheed is becoming a part of that. Juwan Johnson's always on that list because Juwan Johnson doesn't take his job seriously enough. If the Saints are paying this man $10 million over the next $10 million, not a year for the next 3 years, that's $30 million that the Saints are paying this guy to drop passes. He misses blocks all the time. He misses blocks. It's just a sad scenario. But here's Tyler. Let's hear what Shough got to say, fam. Here's Tyler Shough.
But just proud of the way we kind of fought throughout the whole game. We didn't get a lot of opportunities, and when we had them, we didn't take advantage of them to the best of our ability. I think starting fast was something we tried to emphasize. We just didn't get it done there. And obviously, you start behind the eight ball, it's tough to come back with against that team. They ran the ball, they controlled the clock really well. I think we only had 3 plays in the third quarter, and so just tough from that aspect. But we'll kind of learn from it. We got to keep getting better, and we'll get back to it.
Do you feel most comfortable in that final minute driving the offense down? Did you feel like you were at the most comfort you've been so far in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty comfortable throughout the whole game. Just seeing everything wise, they had some big stops on those third downs and a couple of short yardages, and that were tough tough for us. We got to be able to execute in those moments and keep the chains moving. But yeah, I think when we were playing fast, operating wise, all that stuff, felt really good. But at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough. So.
Do you feel that momentum was kind of just with the Rams holding the ball so long in the third quarter? Did you feel like that momentum you had built up at the end of the first half kind of dissipated because you were waiting so long to get that on the field?
Yeah, I mean, they had a 10-minute drive or whatever it was. So that, obviously you got to, I was doing everything that we could and keeping the guys juiced up as much as we could throughout that whole time, and got to stay ready. And at the end of the day, just didn't get it done. But kudos to them; they're a really good team. Just holding on the ball, operating, driving. But at the end of the day, we got to be better as an offense when we get those ops. So starts from me, and we'll continue to get better.
It seems like there's been a lot of times this season where it's like a 3rd and 6 play, and you're making like a 5-yard catch or like a lot of stuff short of the sticks. Is that just some of the options that you're looking for aren't there beyond the sticks, or how would you kind of?
Yeah, just kind of football happens that way sometimes. I think operation wise, everything that you're looking for, it's right there. You just come up, that much short, and whether that's, I don't know if that's on anybody other than they just made a good play right at the sticks, and we just got to find a way to get past it, and as a whole unit, But yeah, I think we'll look at it and see how we can kind of be better there, because obviously those third downs are crucial, and then fourth downs we got to convert as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure, at least looking at it right now, but I think it sucks when you come short in those moments when it's kind of everything that you were drawing up, and it was right decision, right footwork, right read. But yeah.
Can you walk us through the play you stepped up and found Chris Olave? I think it was right before the half. You found him for a big game. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, it was just, they kind of dropped out in cover 2 there, was looking to throw it to Sheed on the quick, option route, and then just kind of, that was a big emphasis with this pass rush that, scramble drill was going to be alive the whole game, and so stepped up and found him over the middle. It was a really good play by him, just staying alive and getting some yards. So it was good to kind of get explosive there, and, we got to find more ways to kind of extend those plays, find those quick options, but it was really good by him.
Going back to the end of that first half, that touchdown to Juwan, just what did you see there?
Yeah, we were trying to get Bailey an option. He ended up getting double there, sitting back in shell, and just kind of went back to that third progression, and Juwan was sitting there right over the middle, and he made a really good play after the catch to get in the end zone. So wasn't exactly how it was what we were trying to dial up, but it was just kind of great from the whole offense, great by the job of the O-line, hanging in there so we could progress to him.
Can you walk us through what you were seeing on that 4th down interception?
Yeah, we were trying to get the ball to Chris there one-on-one, so was really kind of selling out there for that. We had a route dialed up for him, reset back, and then it was the under to Taysom was probably what I could have ripped. Ended up losing sight of him, and 4th down, I just got to get out of my hand, so I wasn't, can't end that drive with a sack, so I was just trying to give Sheed a chance, and he made a good play on it.
You were able to get some completions late and kind of get into a rhythm. Is that something that you can kind of build on moving forward in terms of that kind of feeling?
Yeah, 100%. I think operation-wise, was feeling good the whole time. We just were short on a couple third downs early on, and didn't get a lot of opportunities. We only had 40 plays, and that's on all of us. So it was good to kind of get in a rhythm there, and we just got to find a way to finish those drives.
What was your mindset coming into today? I mean, you had a whole week to were you feeling good coming into the game? Any nerves for your first start or anything like that?
No, I think it was just good to get out there and operate, and just kind of, that was my whole mindset. It was just, it's a football game, what a great opportunity to go against a great team, and obviously somebody who I looked up to growing up in Stafford, but for me it was just don't make it bigger than what it is, and I think at the end of the day just going out there and operating felt really good, but sucks because we didn't capitalize on a lot of it, and we lost. So we're going to keep kind of getting better each week in practice, and it'll kind of stack and can continue to grow.
You were asked about the end of the first half a few times, but like, finally getting that first touchdown, like, did you feel like you needed that for confidence, or at that point was it just like, okay, that's one, we have a lot more we need to do? Like, kind of what was your
Well, I guess a little bit of both. It's obviously great when you score a touchdown, especially to Juwan, who you got some history with. But at the end of the day, it was good to kind of understand that you operate and we kind of get those plays, and it's anything crazy. It's when you're doing your job, that's what we expect. So and we gotta be able to create more of those opportunities. So like I said before, we got a great opponent in Carolina and a divisional game, and especially to go out there and can kind of stack this week, figure out where we can be better and go operate. So, appreciate you guys.
All right. Shough to me, man, is he's a guy, man, who gets his first start. Really didn't do all that bad based on what I seen today. The interception was a bad decision, but you expect that out of a young quarterback. But the Kellen Moore, just kind of go to the Kellen Moore thing. I was looking for or listening to see if I can find that he had any idea of how to fix these situations, and the guy don't have no clue. He don't have no clue. His superpower is locate the problem and stop him from playing, or trade him. You can't if this is your team and you really thought some BS about a player, when the tape show you what time it is, and this guy, you got to move on past these guys, because it's just time, bro. It's time. Pops, you heard these two interviews, man. I think that's probably gonna be it for them. What are your thought on Kellen Moore and Tyler Shough's interview?
Well, I Tyler was about what I expected him. He came out and he really, passed the ball pretty decently. He had that one pick, but he passed the ball pretty good. He scrambled around and got a play out. So he's in a learning process. His first game started, and Kellen Moore the same. He's gonna have to get on these guys. He go out to get on these guys or get his own set of guys. In other words, sometimes a new coach has to get rid of the players that the former coach had and bring in his own players. And that's what this man need to do. He need to get his own players out there. Because if you played with guys, you know how they play. You know they devoted to you. All these washed up players, the Saints have too many washed up players on the squad that have been in the system too long, and then it become trough feeders. They just perform for the game check. They're not interested in the team winning or trying to help the team win. The defense played okay in spurts, but the offense turned the ball over. I mean, like I say, Alvin Kamara, he's done that a few times this season, carrying that ball in an awkward position, and the ball gets knocked out. You're going through the line. You're going through the line, and your hands coming, fists flying. You got to cover that ball up. I can understand him trying to get, but he knows how to play when you're running through the gauntlet. Guys, they're trying to punch the ball out. They're slapping on it, they're pulling on your arm. You got to tuck the football next to your body and run with it. And then get down. If you see guys coming to tackle, you get down on the ground. Get your knee down at least. Then if they do knock the ball out, well, you're down by contact. So, like I said, Kellen got to either get mad or get rid of some of these guys. And he's going to have to, I think he's going to have to do a slate with this defense. All them older guys that not able to contribute, they need to be, shipped out. And he's got to get mad. He's going to have to get mad with these guys. You can't let these guys continue to play awkward the same and then be like a teacher. You got to coach them and teach them. because the play is really atrocious. They can't even stop nobody. They can't stop anybody. The run defense is atrocious. I mean, the Rams run the ball at them and run the ball straight up the guts on outside sweeps. They ran around and picked up guys are unblocked. Plenty of space for guys. Those young running backs, fast ones, running fast, running the first downs. Every time they caught the ball, they got on the run. They got at least 7, 8 yards. There's very few times they stopped them with a few yards. They give them a few yards, no less than 5. So until you stop that running game, that needs to be the defensive line need to be addressed as well as the offensive line. And the only way you're gonna do that, Kellen got to get mad to see what these guys can do, or ship them up out of here, and bring some players in that he can work with.
Yeah, it's the young players definitely are. I definitely feel that T Mama says some of them give some of them grace. I agree to some of our younger players, the Tylees and the Kelvin Banks Juniors and the Tyler Shoughs and the Spencers and all these type of guys and the Quincy Rileys and Kool-Aid McKinstry's or Crystal Light McKinstry, the Jonas Sankers and all these types, Danny Stutzman's. Yes, these guys are definitely guys I would allow grace, but I'm not. It's people are when you get the money, like we seen Jawan Johnson get. He's the subject every week of something because he doesn't the dirt. Man, it was a bad decision to give him that kind of money. To be honest with you, I don't think he will ever improve more better than what he is right now. He's will always be an inconsistent tight end that drop passes. He got the touchdown today, but when you're close and your quarterback needs you to make a catch on a third down, you can't drop the ball if it hit you dead in your hands, and you got on sticky gloves where you're supposed to be able to catch the ball. I mean, that's just to me the it's guys that don't want to show up to the camera. I mean, you seen Tyler came because he had to. He's a starting quarterback. Kellen Moore came because he's the guy. He comes out with a pre-written script of the same stuff he says every week. We got to clean it up. I don't understand how these guys, they practice throughout the entire week and they still come out and they look this trash. They come out and they miss tackles and they do all of the stuff. They're non-competitive and it just stinks. And it's really hard to watch, man. It's sad. And the Who Dat Nation, man, like you afforded, like Kellen Moore is going to be afforded a certain amount of time, but fam, it's about to get real hard on Kellen. Even for our people that are thick with patience, that got the patience, that's real patient, it's about to get real thick because we have not played the Falcons. That's in 2 weeks. We got the Falcons coming up. If the Saints get swept by the Falcons, could you imagine how the Who Dat Nation it's just a whole nother thing. We hadn't even played the Falcons yet. The Saints are headed to a 3-win season if they're lucky. They don't have any answers from week to week. There are no answers. Guys are still doing the same things that they've been doing all season. The offense still looks like they don't practice. People are disjointed, don't know where they're supposed to be. There's still not harmony there between, and these guys practice all week. They just didn't call them on today and say, y'all, come on, we're going to play a game. These guys been practicing all week, and this is what they turn into. I mean, it's just how are you rolling these same guys out here and you're getting the same effect, meaning that dude Kellen Moore is not learning anything. I mean, he's not studying the film because the repeat offenders are on film. How you keep rolling these same guys out here if you about change and they're not changing, but you talking about change. It just doesn't make any sense to me, which makes him look like an absolute boob.
Yep.
He's saying the same stuff week after week over and over again. I said, fam, watch, listen to what he says. Saying the same stuff all over week after week. He trying not to say clean it up because we hit him with the cleanup button. Every time he say that, every time he say clean up, I hit him with the cleanup, man. So he tries not to say that and tries to shift and say some other stuff, but it's all the same message. I'm listening for hints that he knows what he's doing, and he don't know what he's doing. That's the truth. He over his head, and he's not looking at this team in a way where it's productive, obviously. Like, I would be pulling guys out. Guys would be getting cut because you ain't going nowhere. You 1-8. So some of these guys get traded. Some of them get cut. I'm bringing new guys in. I'm doing that right now. I'm not just waiting till the draft to come around. I'm getting rid of, I'm cutting dead weight. There are guys here that's collecting checks that shouldn't be here. The veterans are collecting checks. They're not getting upset. You're not getting upset. They're not slamming helmets down. When they release the videos of them in this locker room, watch how they look. They're not mad at nothing. They're not mad. You mad. You frustrated. Them people ain't frustrated. They check their bank accounts. They got that game. They check they good. That been going on here for the last 4 years, at least the last 4 years. And I was saying the same scum that was on this team, that's all when they good about collecting checks, is the same trash that's on this team right now. Who not called? They not have Pops mention players only meeting for what? That's DeMario Davis and Cam Jordan. They were supposed to be doing that 5 weeks ago when the team was beginning in the hole. None of them dogs did that because they don't give a damn about that. As long as that check cash, they done already checked out on the team. They done checked out. It's over with. So like I said, man, I would handle it different. But Kellen Moore is a beta. Ain't no doubt about that. He ain't no alpha. He definitely a beta guy. I'm gonna even cut you on that. One of the family members said in the chat, he definitely a beta guy. Ain't no doubt about it. Because ain't nobody gonna be doing this shit to me. And I'm sitting up here as the head coach and y'all making me look bad. Oh no. Shit got the roll. You know how this go. You can't be here like that. That's an offense to the team. And plus, there's a dark order of the organization over the Saints and the Pelicans right now, with the Saints sitting up here at 1-8 and the Pelicans sitting up here at 0-6. Willie Green gonna be fired tomorrow. You better believe that. And why isn't he gone? Because of Gail Benson. Why is Mickey Loomis still here? Because of Gail Benson. Gail Benson don't know what she's doing, and she don't hire the proper help. She's still rolling with these clowns who taking advantage of her that was left over when Tom Benson closed his eyes. These guys they wasn't operating like that when Tom Benson was alive. They wasn't. But all these people care about is enriching themselves and keeping power like Mickey Loomis, sitting up there suffocating the team, been there 20-something odd years and refuse to let people become the general manager. And he got a job already as the VP. What sense it makes? What sense it make? It's just one of these things, man. We got to continually to deal with bad leadership here. Now the season is in jeopardy for the Pelicans because Gail would not let them people fire Willie Green because she likes him because he's a nice man. So, I mean, in the end, it's just insufferable dealing with these clowns, man. And then all they want to do is just make money and they don't care about winning. Well, we're going to teach your ass something in a little bit. We're going to show you what time it is. Not going to turn no money over to you and you putting this product out here like this and it's trash. Talking about tanking. Even if they do tank, that do not guarantee success, fam. You still have to take what you tanking for and turn it into something. Look what they doing with the people they got right now. Do you really believe they'll make the proper picks, and not only making the proper picks, but develop them in a way where they'll be successful to the team? Do you really believe that? Or are you just self-soothing right now? Because you need to see something or feel something good from your sports. I understand it. I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying, let's just keep it all the way funky with it. Let's just be real in our pain. Let's not be delusional in our pain. Let's be real in our pain, right? Let's be real. Are we just doing that and saying that because we self-soothing here, or you really believe that? So, I mean, in the end, man, I just think it's horrible, man. But all I got is y'all. That's what we got. We ain't got a funky ass team that don't want to compete and a bunch of dogs that's check collect that's just keep taking the checks and the money and robbing from the Who Dat Nation and turning out pathetic, nasty ass performances. That's all we got. I disrespect all these people for what they doing because it's wrong. They don't deserve none of that, what they doing right now. They do not deserve it, and y'all know that. This is trash, man. Pops, what's your thoughts before I go into the scores, the last scores for the rest of the game before we cut out?
I tend to agree with you. We've got too many. We got too many what I call ass mashers. They're just out there scraping. They're dragging their ass on the ground because they don't want to get hurt, but they see a way to make an easy check. They're not committed to winning. You've got some of them are losers. Some of them are not committed to winning. They're doing just enough to keep the paycheck coming in, but it's not helping the team. There's no help for this team if the players don't believe in what the coaches are doing or trying to win. They're not trying to win. They're trying to go through the season to get those paychecks, and they'll tank the season. They'll get whatever it is, as long as they get their money. And it's time for the team to part ways with them. If Mickey Loomis is responsible for a lot of this stuff, he needs to go. Really, I think he should have been gone a long time ago because he's not helping the team. He's bringing in players because you can't build your team if you're gonna pay low money because good players gonna cost you money. They're gonna cost you. So you want good players, you have to pay for them. And you while giving this guy this Juwan Johnson $40 million and all this kind of crap, then the man doesn't play. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't catch the ball when it's thrown to him. I don't know where his mind is. He's got the size and the physical size and the body and the hands to catch him, but his mind is just not connected to the football. You got to be connected to what you're doing. You have to be connected to it. That football coming, that's my football, and that's the way I want it. I'm going to take it away from this defensive back. As my football becomes close to my hands, I'm going to catch it. You got to have that mentality. These players don't have that mentality to go after the ball. We're going to struggle with Tyler for a little while. We're going to struggle with him. But if he can maintain the poise that he's made, I don't see and can eliminate the turnovers. I don't see them changing with him for the rest of the season. They're going to let him, they're going to go on. He's going to ride the season on his quarterback that he drafted. Rattler came from the other, what you going to do? You ain't got no choice. You got to go with what you got. You can't put Rattler back in there because he's a turnover machine. You realize how many turnovers he's caused, fumbles, interceptions. We need some quarterbacks to take command of the team and then chew their ass out if they don't do what they're supposed to do. That comes from leadership. Well, Drew Brees had leadership. He was a leader on the field. So it just really is a sad situation. Now, the Pelicans, let's talk about them. Well, the first thing they need to do, they got to clean up the culture around the team. And that means the team, and I've seen this, seems like the team is not responding to what Willie is doing, or there's some confusion around what he's doing, the way he's trying to coach this team. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make some of his decisions are being questioned. I eventually can see them ditching him and going with Borrego or whoever's the assistant coach, and it's not going to be long. If he don't start, if this Pelicans team don't start winning, he's going to be out of there.
Yeah, I think he's gone tomorrow. To be honest with you, I think the word on the street was he was going to get fired after the World Chip, and it's too blowout. Well, it's not good enough. Willie Green had enough time. I think he's done for. If he's not, then it'll. A lot of people is just not going to show up to the games. The Pelicans stink. All of the people are healthy and they're still underperforming. That's coaching. Also with the Saints stuff, the Saints have what was it? Interiorly, not talking about our two outside guys. The Saints have 4 first-round picks and a high second-round pick currently on their offensive line. When they're healthy. When the season started, they didn't look good at all. They couldn't push. We know that the 2 tackles, left and right tackles, are young guys. Tylee in his second year, dealing with injuries and a sophomore slump. He's dealing with it. Kelvin Banks Jr. is getting, his lumps and his welcome to the NFL moment. But inside, 2 first-round pick guards and, offensive lineman anyway, in Penning, a first-round pick bust. Cesar Ruiz is a first-rounder, and McCoy is a second-rounder. The Saints have these guys. They're high picks, but they're not. It ain't working. It's not working, and a lot of what you see is definitely coaching to me. I think it's a 50-50 mix, or if it's not 50-50, it's a close mix to that, maybe 60-40. But it is definitely, to me, it's bad coaching because they're consistently bad and inconsistent on tape. So if they're allowing them to go out there like that, I would put all of that the great majority of the blame on the coaches, the assistant line coach, and other coaches, the defensive line coach. This is unacceptable. This can't happen. Even if they'll say, well, they spent 40 minutes out there before they got the 40 minutes put on them, the long drive in the third. They were getting gutted on the run. So, I mean, it's the defensive line coaches are awful. Their instruction at this point is terrible. It's laughable. But like I said, and we studied all of the film up to this point, and what I've seen based on my research is they play like this all the time. Inconsistent, don't push. That's technique that's being taught by the offensive line coach. A good offensive line coach is telling you just to stand up the light. He's trying to tell you to maul out. And if you don't maul out, then you get took out the game. I need you to play like this to give us a chance. And the offensive line is not there, man. And it's time for them to see that. Cesar Ruiz needs to go. Cesar Ruiz is not going to get any better than what he is right now. He's plateaued. His technique is bad. He's inconsistent. There's plays when he had a guy doubled, then got off the double to block nobody and allowed the guy to split the double. I mean, you won't talk about dumb, bro. But this is a man with 5+ years of NFL experience, and he's still out here doing these same things. Repeat offenders. Penning is another guy. Penning is a guy that shouldn't be. He's not going to be here anyway because his contract is up. And then McCoy is, like I said, he missed 20-something odd games over the last 4 years. Come on. That is showing you that he cannot be counted on as a center no more. You need to find somebody else. So it's the players, it's the coaching. But like I said, man, before they became a tanking thing, because people say, Q, they're tanking. They wasn't tanking at week 1, and they looked stupid like this. And week 2, week 3, they didn't start tanking until, 2 to 3 weeks ago, when you noticed them start looking really shitty. And really, I don't think it's a tank thing right now. I just think they just dumb and terrible. I mean, you see bad football. This is dumb and terrible and gutless, heartless, punk-ass football that I'm watching from this team. This is a soft, garbage-ass team, man. They don't have no heart, no nothing. These guys supposed to be getting upset. When somebody punch you in the mouth like that, you don't get up smiling. Beta-ass team this is. You're supposed to be upset, even if you don't have the guns or the talent that you feel, but you're supposed to feel like you could play with anybody, because at any given Sunday, anybody could be beat if you come with the effort. But in the end, man, it don't pain me to say this about this team. It's a punk-ass team, man. It's a punk-ass team, Pops.
Yes, it is.
A punk-ass team with a beta male on top of the team sitting up here talking about we got to clean it up, or saying rhetoric similar to that. And every week they come out and roll out incomplete games where they can't even catch the ball. They can't even block consistently. They get pushed over, get ran on. I mean, it's just week after week, from weeks number 1 all the way until this week. They've been crappy and garbage, and the man sit up there lying, talking about they practicing every week, and they coming out with this same stuff every week. Same stuff every week. They practice the entire week and come out here and look like this and put up 10 points against the Rams. Rams wasn't doing nothing that difficult. It really wasn't. So, I mean, in the end, man, like I said, it's just one of these situations, man. But anyway, let me hit this board up, Pops, right quick before we get out of here. The scoreboard for the family members, Seahawks and Commanders play tonight, 7:20 Central Time. The Jaguars, they got to win. They're 5-3. How about the Jags? They're 5-3. They got to win over the Raiders 30-29. The Bills beat the Chiefs 28-21. The Bills are 6-2. Chiefs now 5-4. The Bears got another win. They're 4 against the Bengals, 47-42. The Bears are 5-3. The Vikings eke out a win against the Lions and hit 500, 27-24. The Panthers are 5-4. They topped the Packers 16-13. Big win by the Panthers. They get over 500. This is the first time in a while they've been competitive, man. So all that pain, they came around. All right, the Chargers, they were able to get their 6th win of the season, beating the Titans, which is 1-8. Boy, the Saints and the Titans running a race together. The Falcons lost to the Patriots by 24-23. They're 3-5, despite the fact, that we are losing. Their records is still better, right? 49ers get a win over the Giants 34-24. The Colts was rolling. They lose to the Steelers 27-20. Broncos and Sean Payton on a last-minute field goal by Lutz to kick them into a victory. Coach Payton's Broncos are 7-2 in the AFC. And of course, you see your Saints, the reverse, 1-8 and 0-4 on the road, losing as the Rams improved to 6-2 with a 34-10 record. The Ravens on Thursday did beat the Dolphins 28-6 to get their third win of the season. So that's some of the games right there in the NFC, in the NFL period. And to kind of look at the standings, do we really want to look at the standings? But in the AFC, so you can look at it for yourself, fam, and see currently the Saints sitting in the cellar, 1-8. There you go, you black and gold for my family member. There you go. Buccaneers at 6-2. Carolina's 5-4, chasing them. Atlanta's 3-5. They're still in it. Saints out of it, 1-8. 0-4 on the road. They're 0-4 and on the road. And losers now of 4 in a row. I doubt the Saints win more than 3 games this season. They are not finding any answers at all, and just maybe not in wins, but at least in the terms of being competitive. You know, we got to be able to find a way to be competitive, and that's just something that we're not seeing from this club. So, I mean, that's some of the stats for the day, fam, on some of the games. So your team is now 1-8 after a 34-10 drumbling by the Rams on the Saints. Shout out to you guys for being out there. What's up, Dedrick? Says we need JJ's Black Jesus painting from Good Times and hang it up in front of the office.
I'm gonna say stank.
As I said, the wrong button, bro. There you go. JJ, Ned DeWino, is that what it is? Wasn't that Ned DeWino? JJ painted a picture of Ned DeWino. I remember, if I remember correctly, Pops.
Yeah.
All right. Jay Twice says we're going to get that number 1 pick. Trust. Hey, bro, that's all good, man. That's all you can look for. All right. Green Mother says, what's up, fam? Says overall, she says we have a C- to D+ roster. Thank you, Dad. Appreciate you. Much love. All right. Cam says losing is our version of winning. All right. Okay. I get you. All right, Brother Derek. What's up, Brother Derek? Says 2-15. Got the baby looking at it bad. All right. Baby mad watching the Saints play. All right. So anyway, man, fam, listen. Another loss with 1-8, man. The Pelicans lost too. They're 0-6. Something is definitely got to shake. But listen, Gail is oblivious to anything going on here, man. And she's oblivious to a lot of this stuff. It doesn't make any sense, because she'll go and get instruction from Mickey Loomis, who is an idiot, and she really need to hire her own people. That's one of the things I say coming in. You know, hire your own people. At least having a couple of advisors where you break the circle. You know, you come into, that's your husband thing. That's his stuff. He's no longer here. You got to make a statement. You got to have your own people in place. And I think Mickey Loomis should have been gone, or at least he should have been taken the general manager position. At the very least, should have been ripped away from him, because he has no vision. He's too stupid and arrogant to understand what's going on with this team. And all he does is he's not going to keep it real. He's not going to be accountable. He's just going to stand up and lie to you about the condition and the situation dealing with the team, just like he did with Dennis Allen. He's a complete and utter moron. It doesn't need to be over this team. Complete and utter moron. That's a part of the darkness dealing with the Saints too. His lack of leadership and accountability. Pops, last word.
Well, yeah, that and the fact that he's a no-show when it comes down to showing any interest in the team, and because we just got Kellen here, but Kellen's never been a head coach, you know, so he's just still in the learning process. But it seems like these players are either too old, or they lazy, or they just playing to get checks. I mean, but Kamara's been around too long. You can't be turning the ball. You have to be very careful. You got to hold the ball, and you can't just fumble. You're one of the leaders of the team, but you're not showing any leadership when you let a guy punch the football out. You know how to. You've been running for years. He's been running for years. And he's returned that ball over quite a few times, and I can remember down the season. And it don't seem to bother him to do that. He don't come off the field mad. None of them do. They don't come off the field mad. They just like it's a party. You know, man. I don't know what else to say, son, other than see y'all next year or something. You know, that's all we can do. Playoff is gone, buddy.
Oh boy!
See y'all next year. And look, and the playoffs is gone. I ain't kidding you. There's no playoff. In other words, it's like seeing a playoff shield, and then it got little wings on it, and they're looking up, and it's gone. It's just flying off.
Gone. They're waving at it happily.
They're waving at it. Yeah, waving at it.
And we ain't got no more pressure. Goodbye. We make this money the easy way now, bro. We getting easy money now.
Yeah, this nice guy got to become unnice, like Jim Moore. You, if Jim Moore was Jim Moore, you screw up on Jim Moore team, he park your ass on the bench.
Yeah.
Jim Moore
it's a punk ass team, Pop.
Yeah.
It's a punk ass team, Pops. Beta male head coach, punk ass team. They don't have no guts.
Nope.
This team that have no guts, nothing at all.
I don't know about Tennessee, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. We don't play them this year, but if we played them this year, they probably beat the Saints.
We do play them, Pops.
Oh shit! Oh, Lord, that much. I
want to say we do play the Titans. We play them later on in the year, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull up their schedule.
Yeah,
we do. It'll be that will be the battle for the first round draft pick, Pops.
Yep.
I want to say we play them. Yes, we do. We play them on December the 28th, Sunday, December the 28th, in week 17. We're going to Tennessee to play them. So
in Nashville.
Yes.
Yep. Oh man.
Well, so
there you go.
Yeah, it'll be those two games, the game before Christmas and the game after Christmas. The game we'll have the Jets in the town. The Jets are bad. So it's going to be the Jets, the Saints, and the Titans all within that 3-week time frame, because the Saints play them on the 21st, the Jets at home in the Dome on the 21st of December, and then December the 28th, they play the Titans in Tennessee. So those little slobs of games will decide on who gets the first round draft pick. Just being honest, because all these teams are they're funky teams, man. They're really funky. So the next few games, Pops, they got we go to Carolina. We got Carolina next on Sunday, goes back to 12 o'clock. Then we hit the bye week, come back out against Atlanta in the Dome. Mm-hmm. We then travel November the 30th to Miami, then Tampa, December the 7th. Those are 2 road games. Then home against Carolina and the Jets. And then we finish the season out Tennessee and Atlanta. So that's the rest of the games we got right here, man. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, 9 weeks, including the bye. And speaking of bye, we're going to say bye-bye to you guys. I will holler at you on Monday, man. Y'all do us a service, man. If you're not subscribed to the Coma, check y'all subscription button and make sure it's lit up, because a lot of people don't realize they listen to the show and they're not subscribed. So we're trying to fix that. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Your phone will not blow up. I promise you. Your phone will not blow up. You hit that little bell as well to stay in contact with us, man. And we're going to get through this stuff together, man. Saints go down 34-10 to the Rams. They're now 1-8. And we'll be back Monday to kind of go through it on the Monday after broadcast of the show. Until then, I'll let y'all Monday. Much love. Peace. And who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network. your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the whotdatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the whotdatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO, you stay in the know.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below.